Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie. And let's get started. For DIY number 1, I'm going to begin with one of these camera shaped picture frames from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to remove the inside portions, and I'm only going to use the little round besides the frame itself. And now I'm going to go in with these 3 paints. 2 are Waverly, 1 is an apple barrel, and the colors are Ocean, Lagoon, and Key West. And just give them a quick paint job like this. And I'm going to make sure to do all the sides. And now I'll go in with some of the folk art chalk paint in the color White Adirondack, and with my chunky chibi brush, give everything a nice distressed look. That way it gives it a little bit more interest, and I do all the sides, of course, all 4 sides, and I do the round as well. Now the round is not going to look exactly the same as the rest of the camera, but that's okay. That just gives a little bit more interest. And since it's looking through the camera, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. So now that I have that nice and dry, I'm going to go in with one of these laser cut icons, and they have these in the little turtles, so perfect. And I'm just going to take the same brush that I used to paint and just do a light coat of the blue and some of the white. So some of the Key West blue and some of the white until it looks like this. Now that's nice and dry. Now I'm going to take some of this nautical rope. It's the decorative one that they have now with the shore living. Snip off a piece and take a little bit of hot glue and glue the 2 ends together in this manner, pressing them together. That way you can't really tell where the ends are. And now I'm going to take my lighter and do a little bit of defuzzing. Get rid of all the fuzzies with my lighter, because these jute ropes, they have fuzzies and they don't look very nice. And I'm just going to take my detail hot glue gun and do a bead of glue to go all the way around my piece of jute cord, and I'm going to place it on the lens, on the outside lens, and place my little piece back inside. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's just how you looking through the lens. And of course we're going to be watching the turtles, so yeah, that's perfect. And now I'm going to take another one of these laser cuts, and this one is in a shell shape, and I'm going to do just a little bit of light dry brushing with the white paint that I had on my brush, whatever's on there. And I'm just going to adhere this to the front of my camera just to make it look like it's out by the shore. And I'm just going to add a little bow with some blue ribbon, just a little bow tie. And with my Cricut, I cut out this vinyl, and it just says smile and keep going. Very encouraging. Number 1 is smile because it's a camera, and keep going because the little turtles, we want them to reach the ocean and keep going. And I just thought it was super cute. And this is how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. This video is to celebrate World Turtle Day, which is today, and I'm hosting along with Sarah from Jujubee DIY, Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY, Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, and Jackie from Jackie Burns Creations. And there's a gift away in this video, so all you have to do is watch the full playlist, leave a comment on each one's videos, and you'll be entered in the giveaway, which we'll announce on June 1st in our community tabs. And now a little bit more about World Turtle Day. It's always on May 23rd of every year. The day was created as a yearly observance to help people celebrate and protect turtles and tortoises and their disappearing habitats around the world. And it is celebrated in a variety of ways, and some people will dress up as turtles, some people will wear green summer dresses, and even some schools will do craft projects in the classrooms. And we, as this collaboration on YouTube, are doing some craft projects to celebrate. DIY number 2, I'm going to use one of these turtle pieces from the Dollar Tree. It's the larger wood piece, and I'm going to go in with this Waverly Antique Wax. And now I'm going to take a variety of beads and taking some jute twine and creating this garland in this pattern. And I'm just going to snip off the excess. Of course, I've got to make a garland. So now I'm going to create a nice tassel, and I'm just going to wrap it around my hand. Try to open my hand as much as I can to create this tassel. And I believe I wrapped it around a good 30 times or so. Snip off the excess. And now I'm going to take another piece of jute twine and loop it through the tassel. And I'm taking these 3 ribbons, these 3 different color ribbons that will complement my tassel and all my DIYs. So I'm just going to wrap it around this tassel that's not cut out yet, and I'm just going to secure it with a nice triple knot. And once I get that done, then I'll take another piece of jute twine and I'll tie the top of the tassel with it. And I think I go around a good 20 times or so. Just a nice thick covering on the top, and secure it with another triple knot till it's nice and tight in this manner. And now I'll snip off the excess, and now I'll take the bottom portion and cut it open with my scissors. Make sure everything is nice and pretty, and of course straight. So now I'm just going to take this one end of my beaded garland and I'm going to tie it really well to the tassel. And now I end up with 3 pieces of jute twine. So I'll just add a little dab of glue, roll it in with my fingers to make everything together, and poke it back up the first bead or so. And put the knot inside the bead as well, if it fits, and it does fit. So now I just pull all the beads down, and I do the same thing to my turtle. Poke it through the hole that's already there, and do the same thing. Tie it nice and tight, and then just add a little dab of glue to the end of this jute twine, and roll it with my fingers and poke it back up in the hole of the first bead. This bead was a little bit bigger, so I added a little dab of glue to keep everything in place. Now I'm ready to embellish. And Totally Dazzled, they were kind enough to send me this pack of these beautiful embellishments, and they're in the aquamarine colors. Beautiful, perfect. Some are brooches and some are charms and some are just beautiful embellishments. Look at this, they are so cute and beautiful and very affordable, and I'll add all their information in my description box for you guys. So I'm going to use this large piece, which happens to be a pin. It's got the backing on it, but I don't need it, so I'm going to use my needle nose pliers and just pry it off. So once I get that removed, then I'm going to see if it fits perfectly, and I'm going to get my E6000 and add some E6000 all along the points of this beautiful embellishment. This is perfect. Looks just like a beautiful turtle shell. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. And I'm just going to add it on top, place it on there, and wipe off any excess glue that I might have gotten on there. Don't want any glue showing. And I'm going to use these laundry clips to keep it in place and allow it to sit overnight so it'll set. Now here it is the next day, nice and dry and nice and set. And here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. Now we're going to make some turtles. And I'm going to begin with one of these packs of mini wood turtles from the Dollar Tree from the Shore Living line. And I'm just going to give it a coat of the Waverly antique wax. And now I'm going to take these embellishments and I'm just going to place them on some of these turtles. I only show 3 here at the moment, but I do end up doing quite a few actually. So we'll see that a little bit later. But look, they fit so perfectly. Some of these have like a little ring on them because you could put them on a necklace. So I just removed those, but look how pretty. Oh my goodness, they're so beautiful. And for the rest, I was looking around my craft room and found these 3 Easter eggs that I had created for Easter. They're made out of glue and mica powder and hot glue, just the hot glue from the Dollar Tree. So I decided I'm just going to make some more of these, and I'm going to put them on the turtles because they fit pretty perfectly. So here I'm just going to fill these up with hot glue, set them aside, and I picked up these really cute turtle silicone molds from Amazon, and I'm just going to fill these up with hot glue. I usually like to use some kind of a colored hot glue, but I wanted to paint the turtle, so I just did clear, and we'll paint a little bit later. So here I'm just making sure every nook and cranny's got some glue, so set that aside to set. And now I can unmold the Easter eggs. So here they just pop out. Look at that, beautiful, and just the perfect size for these turtles. Who would have thought? Easter eggs on a turtle. Gotta be a little resourceful. Okay, so here are my turtles. Let's unmold these. Look at that. Oh my goodness, so adorable. You can have the kiddos fill these up. You can fill them up and have them unmold them. This would be a fun family craft for sure. Look how cute. And now I'm just going to go ahead and paint them. And I'm going to go in with these 3 Waverly colors. This one is Lagoon, this one is Malachite, and this one is Agave. And just like this, they're painted. Look at that, super cute. Look how adorable. You can see all their details on them. Oh my goodness, so adorable. And the majority of the color was the Malachite because I thought it was really cute. And now I'm going to go in with some of the Folk Art Dragonfly glaze. And it is a color changing top coat in this pretty color, and it just goes on white, but once it dries, boy does it sparkle. So I'll go ahead and paint all 6 of these new Easter eggs in this manner. And then the 3 older ones that I had, I'm going to use this Folk Art Glitterific Fine in the color Rose Gold, and I'll do these 3 with this particular color just to give it a nice shine. And I'll set them aside so they'll dry. Here they are, nice and dry, and I'll show you the difference. These 6 are with the Dragonfly glaze, and then these other 3 were with the Glitterific in the Rose Gold, and here they are together, and there's definitely a difference. So they are with their particular colors and the Malachite. And I also added a little bit to these turtles as well, just a tiny little bit, just to make them sparkle. And now I'm ready to add my Easter eggs to the rest of my little wood turtles. So I'm just going to place them on, and of course adhere them with a little bit of glue like this. And now we're ready for DIY number 3. I'm going to begin with one of these wood puzzles from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to adhere all these letters to their base, and I'm going to cover up the back with some craft paper, and I'm just going to adhere with a little bit of hot glue, and I do this all the way around. And then I flip this over, and now I'm going to go in with some of the apple barrel paint in the color khaki, and I'm just going to paint the beach, the sand. So this will be the sand to the beach. And now I'm going to go in with some of the apple barrel paint in the color Laguna, and I'm going to do the shore, the nice beautiful turquoise waters of the shore. And now I'm going to go in with the Admiral Blue for the deep end, for the deep waters of the ocean. And I'm using the same brush to paint all these and allow the blues to blend. And now I'm taking some of the apple barrel paint in the color white, and with what's left in my bottle, which is not much but just enough, kind of dot the shoreline and create the waves. And I'm just doing kind of a swirly motion to create a rough looking wave. I don't know, I think it looks like a wave. You guys tell me. And now with the same paint, I'm going to take my chunky chippy brush, and I'm going to add a little bit of dimension to all of the waters, because you know the waters are choppy. I think I look like waves in there a little bit. And I do add a little bit to the sand as well, because yeah, the sand is not all one tone either. So gotta give it a little dimension. And now I'm ready to add all my little turtles, and look how cute. Oh my goodness, I just can't. This is so adorable. And I do of course adhere them with some hot glue onto the board. And with my Cricut, I created this vinyl, and it just says, "We walk by faith, not by sight." Oh my goodness, I thought this was perfect. How adorable. Because they don't know that they have to walk to the ocean, or run in their case. So now I'm just going to add a couple of the little tiny shells for embellishment, and that is it. This is how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 4, I'm going to use this mangled up trellis from the Dollar Tree. I used it for another project, so I just figured I'll just use this piece as well. And to take these apart, all you have to do is kind of wiggle it back and forth, and the welds will just pop off very easily. So here I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to use. At this point, I'm not really sure. I'm just trying to figure it out, and you'll see the process here. So I'm just going to use my needle nose pliers and kind of do some rounds, some swirls, and for the most part it's working pretty well. I do end up removing another piece that I felt like wasn't working, and then I grabbed another piece that came off the other end. So yeah, this is basically my thought process, and I'm just going to speed it up a little bit so you guys can see. But I will tell you that somehow I got confused with turning on and off the camera, and I turned it off when I actually put it together. And then I turned it back on when it was together. But you'll see here how it looks. Yeah, I apologize for that. So here I'm trying to figure it out. I don't like the way that looks. So I'm trying different ways, trying to make it look like something, some kind of sculpture. So here I finally decide, okay, I'm just going to flip this one around, bend this a little bit more, add another piece. Yeah, this is definitely my thought process here, guys. Nothing was planned. So here I decided to get this other piece, and here it is. Yeah. So here they are, and here I decided to add some embellishments, and these are just the little pieces from the Dollar Tree. And I did it here, everything with E6000 because this is on metal, and then I reinforced it with hot glue. And here's how it looks, and the closer look at the final reveal. And if you're on Instagram, I invite you to follow me on there. I post regularly and do posts, reels, and stories. And all you have to do is take your cell phone camera and scan this QR code, and it'll take you right to my profile. DIY number 5. I'm taking one of these terrariums from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to fill it up with some of these black rocks and white rocks. And I'm just going to create a little home for my little hot glue turtles. So I'll add a little plant in the back and this little fish on this piece of bamboo skewer and some shells, 3 different types, all from the Dollar Tree. And that is it. Super simple, super cute. Look how adorable. Oh my goodness. Look how cute. And here's how it looks. And a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 6, I'm going to take this picture frame from the Dollar Tree. It's got the beads, a bead hanger on it. And I'm going to use a bunch of these little cubes. And I'm going to create a square grid and place it in the center of the inside. And I'm going to go in with this apple barrel paint in the color China Blue. And once it dries, then I'll add some Mod Podge with my favorite Mod Podge brush, which is actually a makeup brush by Freeman. And I'll do a nice light coat. And now I'm taking this napkin. This is from Amazon, and it has the cute turtle on it. So I'm just going to place it on there and snip off the excess. Allow that to dry completely. Once it's dry, oh here, I'm showing you what the package looks like. They're made in Germany. And now I'm going to take my lighter and burn off all the excess napkin paper. Go all the way around in this manner. And then the rest of it, I'll just take my finger sander and remove anything else that's on there. Like this. And now I'm not liking the gap that's all the way around this frame. So I'm going to go in with that decorative rope. That decorative jute rope, and I'm just going to place enough to go completely around all 4 sides, and I'll just do a little dab of glue and kind of squish it in there, and I go all the way around in this manner, just hot gluing it as I go. And look how cute. So of course this has fuzzies, so yeah, I don't need an excuse. I don't need to be encouraged. Just burn up these fuzzies, burn them off. Just burn them off like this. Now I'm just going to add a little bow on the top just for a little bit of embellishment, and a little shell in the center just to make it look extra cute like this. Super cute little shells. These are all from the Dollar Tree. And now for the bottom, I wanted to do something extra, so with my Cricut I cut out this vinyl that says go with the flow. I kind of felt like the little turtle was saying, I'm going with the flow. Go with the flow. So I just placed that on the bottom of my frame, and I leave the beads natural just because why not? And then I do add Mod Podge to everything, to the napkin portion and the words. And here's how it looks, and the closer look at the final reveal. If you're on Facebook, I invite you to join my Facebook family and budget-friendly crafting world crafting group. And we are growing nicely, and we're having a lot of fun sharing projects and supporting each other. For DIY number 7, I'm going to use some of these sea glass pieces from the Dollar Tree, and I'm also going to use some of these shells also from the Dollar Tree, and these shells are beautiful. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe some of these shells. And I'm going to take 6 of these scallop shells and I'm going to create some little turtles. So I'm using the sea glass to give them their legs and their head and the little tails. So I'm just going to place them how I think it would look cute. And then of course I adhere everything with E6000, and underneath I fill it up with hot glue just to make sure they're nice and substantial. But look how cute! And now I'm going to use one of these ceramic kickstand signs from the Dollar Tree, and with my Cricut I created this vinyl that says strength grows in the moments when you think you can't go on, but you keep on going anyway. Oh my goodness, is that not a turtle or what? That is totally a turtle. And here's how it looks, and the closer look at the final reveal. And now we're at the final reveal. What do you think? Want to take a moment and thank my sweet friends, Sarah from Jujubee DIY, Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY, Amanda from 6 Kids and the Glue Gun, and Jackie from Jackie Burns Creations for joining me in this collaboration to celebrate World Turtle Day in our DIYs and creating for it. And don't forget, there's a giveaway in this collaboration, so please head on over to my description box, click the link to the playlist, watch all the videos, and leave a sweet comment. And while you're there, you might as well subscribe, because these ladies are so talented and I can't wait to see what they all created. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. And until my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great day. Bye bye.